Hey everyone, and welcome back to Men Can Be Anorexic. My name is Connor, and for this week's video, I'd like to try to debunk a popular myth surrounding anorexia, and that is the idea that only skinny people can be anorexic. But as always, before I say more, a trigger warning for anyone going through or recovering from anorexia, just because I might say some stuff that could be triggering or upsetting, and the last thing I want to do is put anyone in a bad place. There's plenty of anecdotal evidence to back up the claim that people of all sizes can be anorexic, but honestly, I don't think we need to go there. Simply reminding yourself of what makes someone anorexic should do the trick. A fear of weight gain or obsession with weight loss so intense that they develop unhealthy behaviors, dietary restriction, fixation on nutrition facts, addiction to exercise, and so on. By no means do you need to be skinny to fit that description. Before I go further, allow me to address what I'm sure some of you are thinking. How could someone lose weight without eating less and exercising more? Honestly, I can't answer that question. But here's the thing. I don't think that's the question we need to be asking. Instead, let's ask ourselves this. Why does this person feel the need to lose weight in the first place? Now, if it's high cholesterol or high blood sugar or risk of heart failure, that's fine. I recognize that there are some cases where high body weight correlates with actual health problems. I don't want to discourage anyone from trying to prolong their life. But let me take this opportunity to make something very clear. High body weight doesn't always lead to health problems. To put it frankly, there are plenty of fat people who are perfectly healthy. In fact, it's entirely possible for a fat person to be healthier than a skinny person. There are tons of people out there with BMIs higher than mine who are crushing it in terms of their cholesterol, their blood sugar, their blood pressure, and all that stuff. We need to repeat it to ourselves until it sticks in our brains. The words fat and healthy can describe the same person. With that out of the way, let's ask ourselves again. Why does this person feel the need to lose weight? Well, if it's unrelated to health, then there's really only one possibility left. This person's desire to lose weight stems from the difficulty of being fat in a culture that constantly shames fat people. They're not trying to prolong their life. They're not trying to improve their overall health. What they're trying to do is make themselves more acceptable in a cruel world that wants nothing to do with people larger than a certain size. Fat phobia is a very real thing that each of us has inside. Even if you actively work against your fat phobic instincts, implicit bias is something you can't really destroy. In the same way that every white American harbors implicit bias against people of color, everyone is taught to perceive fatness in a negative light. Sadly, this is the inevitable outcome of being constantly inundated with toxic messages that glorify thinness and shame fatness. And please, don't try to deny it. Fat phobia is something we must all work to mitigate. And it's not possible to work against something if you can't admit that it exists. Now, if someone decides to lose weight because they're sick of being fat shamed, that's their decision. As much as it breaks my heart to think of someone losing weight purely because they want to be accepted, it's not my place to tell them what to do or not do with their body. I'm not going to stand here, thin and privileged, and tell everyone that they should simply accept themselves for who they are. Everyone should, of course, accept themselves for who they are, but I think it would be naive and kind of obnoxious for me to just say that and act as if it's the solution to all of our problems. My point is that just because someone is fat, and yes, I'm using the word fat because the negative connotation attached to that word is a product of fat phobia itself, just because someone is fat does not mean we should look at their weight loss as a good thing. More likely than not, one of the main reasons they've decided to lose weight is a desire to be treated with more kindness and respect. Weight loss under these circumstances is not cause for celebration. What would warrant celebration would be the destruction of our fat-phobic culture and the creation of a new culture in which the size of someone's waist and the value of their being are seen as separate considerations. And in the event that someone does decide to lose weight because they're sick of being fat-shamed, it's entirely possible for anorexia to emerge. Saying that out loud makes me feel silly, but it needs to be said. Anyone, regardless of their size, can suffer from anorexia. Anyone can restrict, anyone can get addicted to exercise, anyone can obsess over serving sizes, engage in food rituals, and avoid nights out with friends and family. Obviously, the point of this channel and the blog is to combat the idea that anorexia is strictly a woman's disorder. However, I think it's just as important to combat the idea that anorexia is strictly a thin person's disorder. Anyone can suffer from anorexia. The more effectively we can spread that message, the more lives we can save from the pits of this heinous mental disorder. And I think I will leave it on that note for today. Thank you so much for watching. As always, down in the description box, you'll find the phone number for the Anorexia, Nervosa, and Associated Disorders hotline, which you or anyone you know can call if you're looking for immediate help. Thank you so much, and keep your eye out for the next video.